Hello, my friends. So Amberlynn has uploaded her Let's Talk again, episode 8, and this is the one where she just gets her ass kissed a bunch and is just really smug through most of these. And this one seems like it's going to be no different because it is titled "Beck Silenced Me with Proof," and I'm a narcissist. LMAO. If her proof is anything like it usually is, it will just be stupid nonsense. Maybe it'll be some sort of amazing documentation that will prove everything. That Beck is the manipulator. Somehow I doubt that. And then of course, she just laughs off the idea of being a narcissist. Anyway, let's just see what she has to say about Beck and narcissism. If you'd like to like and subscribe, that would literally be hectic. I'm not gonna lie.
Hello, welcome to another Let's Talk video. Let's get straight into sweet and sour. You guys, I forgot to do my eyebrows. Do not come for me, even though I know you will. Windows 9.6 said, I feel sorry for your mother, Amber. She doesn't.
So, you see, that's the problem with these like one-sided conversations where she reads a comment and then just gives a smug, smirky answer, and there's nobody then to push back and say, well, this is why. But if you ever watch any interactions between Amber and her mom, or anybody really, it's pretty clear Amber is just so self-absorbed. It's all about what Amber can buy for her mom, or how her mom feels about her, or, you know, stuff like that. And so it is very Amber-centric. Everything is.
Blame Loki said, Amber has at least 100 pounds on Feudy. Yes, I do. Bampa Jane.
It's foodie, not feudy. But yeah, I mean, that's probably true. I don't pay enough attention to Chantal to really see kind of what she looks like overall. A lot of the pictures I've seen look bigger than 400 pounds, and I know she's a liar, just like Amberlynn. But hey, you know what? Amber just said, yep, okay, fair enough.
Hangs2344 said, that's crazy for you to say considering you have a filter on and still look busted as fuck. I have no filter on right now. I'm just busted naturally, what can I say? MJ for Life, California.
I don't know what that comment was referring to, like whatever Amberlynn said to cause them to say that. But of course, Amber just is smug and sarcastic about it. I think most people would look at that response to that comment and think that it was a defense mechanism to be smug like that and kind of sarcastic. But I think she really just thinks she's so pretty and so smart and so beautiful that whoever would leave her a comment like that is just an idiot. And that's where her smugness and sarcasm comes in.
California said, love you, Amberlynn. I love you too. Dark Humor 42 said, they didn't open the floodgates. You did by talking about them for years. You're so stupid. All right, you guys, I have a timeline. Let's do it. This took a while. I had to go through so many videos. It was insane. Please keep in mind that these videos I'm about to show you is before Beck announced that they only want to go by they, them.
Amber refused for a long time to call Beck by their proper name and pronouns. So there is a great possibility that Amber was just refusing to do that for this period of time.
Beck sent me a text message threatening me, saying, do not speak about me. And it was after I shared our proposal story. So they threatened the law, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to take this seriously. Not out of fear, because you're allowed to share what you want. It was out of respect. So on September 13th, 2020,
she has so much respect, you guys, for everybody. She is a respectful girly pop.
I uploaded a video saying I was no longer going to talk about Beck. Is it true that you told Becky you wouldn't talk about her if she didn't talk about you? So this is actually the final time I will talk about Becky. No, this is not my choice. She doesn't want me speaking about her, which fine, that's great. I spent the last 5 years of my life with her, surrounded by her family.
Look how thin she looks in this. I don't know if this is a filter or what, but she actually had lost some weight at this point. She's looking much bigger now than she did then.
Surrounded by her friends, surrounded by her energy, her circle. I followed her life. I was part of her life. Those 5 years are being erased from my life. She doesn't want me talking about her. I won't. I have so many.
But you're not understanding why, right? They didn't want you talking about them in such an embarrassing and derogatory way. The proposal story was clearly meant to be making fun of Beck and to make them look as bad as possible. So it's not that they were trying to silence you from talking about them at all. You were just being an asshole.
Many things I want to say. So many things I want to say. You guys have no idea. I am just going to...
And here's the thing. They weren't saying anything about you. You don't have to say anything about them. And that's the crazy thing, is she has this idea that just because she was with somebody and they were in her life, that means she has free reign to talk about them as much as she wants and about whatever she wants. You both have separate lives. Even if you're together, you are two separate people. The entitlement that Amberlynn shows on a pretty regular basis is concerning. And even in this video where she's claiming that she's just not going to talk about Beck anymore, she's doing it in a way that implies that there are so many negative stories and so much tea that she could be spilling about Beck, right? She's saying, there are so many stories I could tell and I really want to tell them, but I'll swallow my pride and I'm just too respectful for that. So even when she's claiming to be respectful, she's doing it in a way that is trying to make Beck look bad.
Shove my pride away. I'm going to shove my thoughts and my feelings away and my stories and experiences and things that I would like to share. Out of respect, because I'm not this cold-hearted person that people think I am, I will not be speaking about her anymore. This is what I consider being silenced. There's a lot that I feel in my heart that I would like to discuss and say, but I'm just not going to because I'm not that person. If someone says literally to me, stop talking about me, then I'm gonna do it. I did not speak about them until 2 years later. It was January 15th, 2024. So in my vlogs at the time, I was doing like mini Q&As and someone had asked me a question about Beck because Beck was now speaking about me again out of literally nowhere.
This, I think, is what that person was asking during the Q&A. This live was uploaded on January 9th of 2024 when they said that Beck is talking about Amberlynn. And just so you know that Beck was going by Beck at this point.
Yeah, I do prefer to be called Beck now. I mean, I really don't mind too much when people say Becky, I guess because I was Becky my whole life. But, I mean, my mom wanted me to be called Rebecca. It didn't go her way, so I'm just going to go by Beck.
Now, during this live, I read through the whole transcript. I listened to it, and I didn't hear Beck say anything specifically about Amberlynn. They are talking about doing an interview with Mr. Snowflake.
Am I going to do an interview with Mr. Snowflake? Possibly. I'm definitely thinking about it. I'm not wanting to get on there and say a bunch of nasty things, but I do want to speak my truth. I just don't want to do it maliciously.
And they are reading chats that are saying, hey, we support you. We know that you deserve, a better life and things like that. And they are just saying thank you a lot.
Nerf me harder. You're looking a lot better than you have been. I hope you do talk to Snowflake and simply tell your truth. You earned and deserve it. Love from Arizona. Thank you so much. Nerf me harder.
So this is the only thing that I could find that Amberlynn could possibly be referring to during that time period. They're talking more about Mr. Snowflake and just the fact that they might be going to talk about Amberlynn, right? That they're not saying anything now, but they are thinking about it in the future.
And this was my response. So the last question I'm gonna do is, how do you feel about Becky talking about you again? So honestly, I find it a little weird, only because she was the one who initially said, keep my name out your mouth or the law is gonna get involved.
So just FYI, this video that Amberlynn uploaded in January of 2024 is titled Thoughts on Beck. And in parentheses, it says my ex. So Beck was going by Beck at this point. So Amberlynn is choosing to dead name and misgender them. Just throwing that out there.
And then I think it was a few months later, I brought up the law just to remind her that that was initially what she wanted. It was my way of agreeing, but like now she's talking about me. I don't know. Share your story, share your truth, share what you think is your truth.
So yet again, Amber's proof is basically nothing. The live stream that Beck did happened 6 days before this video, right? It was on the 9th, and then this was on the 15th. So that's clearly what she's responding to in this. In that Q&A where somebody just said, did you know Beck's talking about you again? And Amber, instead of actually like thinking about it for a little bit, just took it as an opportunity to play the victim, even though there was really nothing going on. You know, like Beck was kind of in a roundabout way mentioning Amber, but not like talking about her. They didn't say anything about her, right? Nothing negative. In fact, they said specifically, I don't want to be malicious or nasty if I talk to Mr. Snowflake. So this video that she did back in January of 24 was just a great opportunity in her eyes to play the victim and act like she's so mistreated and Beck was just so mean to her and is silencing her and blah, blah, blah. Because that's what Amber does, especially in that hair. The hell? Like, I will never understand the Shih Tzu hair. I will never get how she can look in the mirror and think to herself, yeah, hell yeah. Because it just looks so weird.
I don't know what else to say about it at this point, because I'm just not really into this whole let's talk shit about our ex for money, because I just wish her nothing but healing, happiness, health, success, all the good things in the world. Then a few months later, on April 4th, 2024, people were saying that I was faking being in a relationship because Beck and Destiny were both engaged and married. So this is what I said in response to that. Guys, I have had an absolute influx of people contacting me about my exes. One has a new girlfriend, one is married. People are assuming I am single, which I get it. People are also assuming I'm jealous and bitter. Literally, no. I want both of them to be happy. I want them to move on from me and the relationships that we've had. I do have a love life, though. I very much do. I have talked about Valentine a little bit, have talked about her.
Which, of course, we all know Valentine ended up being Erica, who was a married woman. So, at the very least, Amberlynn just jumped into the very first relationship she could find, likely because she was jealous of Destiny and Beck. That would be my guess. I don't know, but it would make sense.
And it was before my ex got a girlfriend. It was before my ex got married, because I'm over there on Instagram like, yeah, I do have, you know, a little love life going. To know that I'm very happy, and I'm also happy for my exes. I'm not some like jealous, bitter, crazy ex. I've moved on. I want you guys to do the same. We are all our own separate individuals living our own separate lives. And I just really, truly think it's time. Just let me be me. And I no longer want to be like Destiny's ex or Becky's ex. Like, I am happy. And I'm also...
Again, this is not proof of anything. I don't know what Amberlynn thinks this proves.
Also happy for my exes. Like, I am capable of feeling that way. I never spoke about Beck just randomly. I was always prompted to by my audience. 99.9999999% of the time, I ignored it. But there were 2 times that I actually responded, and that was my responses that I just showed you. I was respectful in both of those clips. Keep in mind, between the September stuff where they threatened me with the law, and then the 2 years that I did not speak about them, they were speaking about me randomly, and I still chose not to speak about them. But
so I would love to see proof of that, because the only thing I could ever see on Beck's channel was Beck really kind of avoiding saying anything about Amberlynn and just kind of letting people say, we support you and you deserve to be happy and blah, blah, blah. And Beck just saying, thank you. Yeah, you know, I'd like to tell my side of the story, that kind of thing, but never actually saying anything about Amberlynn. Now, that's what I could find, right? There may be some video out there where Beck is just being a total schmuck to Amberlynn or about Amberlynn, but I didn't see anything.
But whenever I did, those 2 clips, I still made sure to be respectful. Then it was sometime in January of 2025.
And again, so was Beck, where people were trying to get Beck to talk more about Amberlynn, and they were not doing it. They were saying, I don't want to be malicious. I don't want to be mean about it or anything, but I am thinking about talking to Mr. Snowflake, and, you know, I do have a story to tell, that kind of thing. So from what I could tell, they were being respectful also, I guess.
I was watching a live stream, and they were saying things that were just not true, very much speculation. So I was like, okay, I'm watching the live stream, so I'm just going to chime in. I wanted to...
I love where it says, I hear your opinion, and it makes sense based off what you know, but your opinion would probably change if you knew everything. And that's something Amberlynn does all the time, right? Is you just don't know the whole story. If you knew the whole story, you would definitely think otherwise, or you would understand how bad Beck really is if you knew everything. But then whenever it comes time for her to share her side of the story, or, you know, give her truth or whatever, it ends up being so vague, or even ends up making her look even worse. And then the proof that she tries to provide of Beck's wrongdoings and stuff ends up being nothing burgers, and usually doctored so much it's so stupid it's hard to even take seriously. And that's kind of what's happening in this video.
clarify rumors that were not true. Beck saw that I did that and then lashed out. Even though Beck had free range to say whatever they wanted for years and I did not say anything, the minute I said one thing to just like stick up for myself, they went ham.
First of all, it's free reign. But the thing is, Amberlynn is a known and pretty much pathological liar. From what we have seen in the past, she is known to make things up and to lie and to make herself look better in any situation than she actually is.
Truly felt like they were almost just like waiting in the corner to see if I spoke about them in like any sort of way that did not, you know, seem respectful or just like perfect under their eyes, because they wanted that moment to pounce. So they took that and they decided to make so many videos about me, lying, exaggerating, and sharing personal details of our relationship. I was very, very respectful to them, even during times where they were sharing things that genuinely hurt me.
So here's the thing. If you are abusive to somebody for years, and if you are manipulative and a horrible person to somebody for years, it doesn't really matter if after that you are kind of respectful and ignore them for a little while. They still have the right to talk about you. They still have the right to tell the story of their relationship. Now, so do you, right? You can tell the story too, but the thing is, you are a known liar. So we're not likely to believe you. We're going to believe Beck over you because they have shown that they do know how to take accountability for when they do mess up. They have made a few apologies. They have made some videos saying, listen, I did some stuff I'm not proud of. Here's what they are. And this is what I'm sorry for. And I apologize. And then that was it. They didn't make excuses. They just took accountability. Amberlynn has never done that. I don't think she can do that. So, sorry. We just believe them more than we believe you. So you can sit out here all you want and say, I was respectful and they were waiting to pounce and blah, blah, blah. But the bottom line is, one of you has been proven to be a basically malignant narcissist, a horrible person and a horrible partner, and so self-absorbed that you just don't care about anybody else's feelings. And the other is Beck.
It wasn't until I realized that Beck was willing to lie that I realized, wait, I think I need to stick up for myself. It's all just giving weird energy to me, and I'm gonna move on now. So let's get into Sip and Community.
See, and that's the thing with Amberlynn, right? She just says, that's a lie. Everything's a lie. Whatever doesn't make me look good is a lie. I have a feeling that Beck was telling a story that you didn't like because you knew it was true, and then you started calling them a liar and throwing a fit because you don't like it when people spill the tea on you to make you look bad. Because, like I have said from one of the very first videos that I ever made, I think the entire reason for Amberlynn's existence on the internet is to try to convince people that she is a good person. Because if you watch her videos through that lens, it kind of feels that way, that she is really trying to prove that, like, you guys, I promise I'm really a good person. But we know she's just not.
You had a Chick-fil-A cup in last night's live. You truly don't give a crap. Never come on here ever again crying. I love their ice. I'm not gonna lie about it. I get a fountain drink from them almost daily because their ice is spectacular. Sometimes.
Okay. I understand good ice, right? I know that seems weird. I get good ice. There are a couple places near me that have really good ice. Would I order a drink on DoorDash to get ice? Hell no. She's probably spending 10 to 15 bucks for a drink just to get the good ice. That's ridiculous because you know she's not going to get it, obviously. So she's having to order it. But also, are we really going to believe that she is ordering just a drink from Chick-fil-A when they've got all those cookies and all those yum-yums that she can order? You really think she's just ordering the drink? Okay.
Sometimes I'll get a kale salad with the chicken wrap, but I'm telling you, Chick-fil-A is not going to be the thing that makes me gain weight.
Wait, is she trying to say that Chick-fil-A can't make her gain weight? Because I promise it can. You know, she can say all she wants that she's eating the wrap and the kale salad and that's it, but I just don't believe it, you know? And even if she is, that's not all she's eating. She's ordering the cookies. They have ice cream. I mean, she could order the ice cream. They have shakes. They have all kinds of stuff that she could be ordering. But The Chick-fil-A itself is not really the main issue. The main issue is that she's just eating too much food. Whatever it is, she's eating too much. And it's clear she's not stopping. Look how much bigger she is. She's getting bigger every day.
Why don't you ask Mama Lynn to take you to a park and record walking laps? That'd be encouraging content fans could get behind, and much more interesting than what I pretend to eat in a day. See, when I first started reading this, I was like, wait, this is actually a really good idea. And then the whole what I pretend to eat in a day just goes to show that, like, you're not here to see me improve. You're just here to troll and here to be rude. You wouldn't be watching me walking laps to be like, yeah, go for it, Amberlynn, you're doing great. You'd be watching it to make fun of my body.
Well, here's the thing. Who cares? If the outcome is the same, why does it matter the intent? If somebody's saying, hey, you should go out and walk and, get some exercise and film that, that would be good content and blah, blah, blah. Who cares why they want it to happen? It would be good content. It would be good exercise. And so now what she's doing is these mental gymnastics that she tends to do where she has found an excuse not to do it, right? The excuse is, you're just going to make fun of my body, so I'm just not going to get exercise. Ha! That'll show you, troll. I'm gonna get bigger and bigger just to spite you. And here's the thing. Anybody with 2 brain cells to rub together knows that the what I eat in a day is garbage. It's bullshit. There's no way that those videos are accurate. Because if you were really only eating as much as you show, you wouldn't be over 500 pounds still. So the only way that the what I ate in a day could be accurate is if that is the only day throughout the week that you actually ate that way. And I just don't think that's the case. At the very least, you're eating more than you realize.
I'm not stupid. Did they check you for your heart enzymes at the emergency room? That is how I found out I had a heart problem. Yes, they did my labs and they did check it. It was some word that starts with a T or an L. I don't remember. But yeah, they checked my labs and my heart is perfectly normal. And they also did the CT scan and a chest x-ray. All right, you guys, now it is time.
But she's so scared. She's so scared, you guys. There's just so much anxiety. It's so scary, you guys. Why? She had to milk it. She had to make it seem like it was a big deal because she is terminally unique and she needs something to use to gain sympathy from people.
For the interview.
So, Amby, hi, I love you. There's a rumor that you're quitting YouTube. Please tell me that that is very much not true. I really love your content and enjoy.
She wishes she could quit YouTube. She would love to quit YouTube. And people have been saying she's going to quit YouTube, and she's been saying she's going to quit YouTube off and on for 10 years. So this person must be new around here. But she can't quit YouTube. It's not that she doesn't want to, she can't. She has no other options at this point. She has no talent, no skills. She's not intelligent enough to actually do a job or learn a job. So yeah, there's no other job on earth that she can actually do.
Thank you so much. And that is definitely just a rumor. I am not quitting YouTube.
What are you hoping the future of your channel will look like?
I'm hoping that one day, like, the love will be louder than the hate. I know there will always be hate, always be rumors, always be speculation, all of that stuff.
But she will never ask herself why there's more hate than love. Think about how many channels there are on YouTube. Think about how many people post videos on YouTube, and think about how many of them get as much hate as her and Foodie Beauty and Darkside Phil and Wings of Redemption and Cyrax and all these people who are far more hated than they're loved. It's not for no reason, right? And it's not because of their weight. Darkside Phil is not obese. A few of them are, but Cyrax is not obese. And if you look at the ones that are obese and are lol cows, part of the reason they're lol cows is because they are so delusional about their weight and so in denial constantly about how to lose weight. And they've tried so many times and they just will never admit that they're the problem. So it's not that they're fat, but it's their response to being fat that causes them to be a lol cow. The internet doesn't just wake up one day and collectively go, you know what? I think we're just going to hate this person now. From now on, this is the one. There's a reason you are far more hated than you are loved. but she will never internalize that. She will always blame it on her weight or fat phobia, but it will never, ever sink in that she could even possibly be the problem.
But I hope that it'll just be like a normal amount, like what every YouTuber has to experience. I experienced something at a completely different level, and I hope that that just like goes away one day.
It's not gonna, because as I've said in the past, one of the things that makes a lolcow is their extreme lack of self-awareness and their extreme inability to ever internalize any problems or think that they could be the problem. And I don't think she's mentally or physically capable of ever admitting that she's actually the problem. So no, it's going to continue exactly the same way it is now until she is no longer on YouTube, which will be basically just for the rest of her life.
Hi, Amberlynn. I know things have been really tough lately, very hecticana, but I was wondering, what's something...
All of these voices are starting to sound a lot alike. We seem to be hearing the same like 2 or 3 voices over and over and over again.
But I was wondering, what's something in your life right now that still brings you comfort or joy, even on like the hardest days, like maybe a favorite book, cozy routine, or a moment with your pets?
Yes.
And thank you for answering. I love you.
Aww.
I love your videos.
I just don't understand. Even if you don't know how horrible she is, how do you enjoy an Amberlynn Reid video? Even if she was a wonderful person, there is nothing in her videos that I would think would be entertaining enough for people to watch more than like 1 or 2 of them before getting super bored.
Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, my pets absolutely bring me like literally so much comfort. Like we have Twinkie behind me right now snoring. I don't know if you guys can hear her. She's so sweet. I also find comfort in just like Legos, and I have this app on my phone. It's a game. It's called like Harbor Gossip or Gossip Harbor. I don't even know, but I'm like obsessed with it. It's just like so relaxing. Just having YouTube videos on in the background, podcasts and things like that. Obviously having my mom in my life is way up there, like number 1 with my pets.
That's a look. But yeah, what brings her joy is sitting around doing nothing. Accomplishing nothing brings her joy. Oh, also her mom.
The one I just heard, you guys are not going to be hearing. This is the first time I've ever had to edit one out. What? That was so offensive. That just left me with my jaw on the floor.
Hi, girl.
Now, I'm surprised that it's taken her this long to edit one out. Because remember, every single video of hers gets like 10% likes, 10 to 20% likes. And somehow she's able to get almost 100% positive comments in the interview.
My question to you is, what keeps your drive up? Like, what keeps you motivated to post? What's your work ethic like? I'd love to know. And
What? Her work ethic? What are you talking about? What keeps her drive up? Money. The realization that she has to do it or she will not be able to order her yum-yums. That's it. There's no motivation, right? She's not an artist. She just has no other choice.
And yeah.
My work ethic is hecticana. I'm just kidding.
Heyo. And I like how she says she's just kidding that her work ethic is hecticana. Her work ethic is non-existent.
I have a job, like an actual real job that's not YouTube. I show up, like for me, I was gonna say I show up on time, but random fact, if you show up early, that's on time. If you show up like actually on time, like say...
When is the last time she had a job that's not YouTube? Wasn't it like 10 years ago, 12 years ago? What is she talking about? Not only was it that long ago, but she's never actually had a full-time job that I can remember. And when she did have a job, she just barely worked. She'd work a couple days a week. She's acting like she is a blue-collar working girl, you know? She's one of them factory girly pops. Like, shut up.
Your shift is at 9 a.m. and you show up like a minute early. Bro, you're late. Like, you need to show up like 10 minutes early. That's the way that I am and believe.
What are you talking about? Is she talking about her job at the factory in Delululand? When has she ever had to be on time or early for anything? How did she get there to be on time or to be early? What is she talking about? This really is just a fantasy that she has conjured out of thin air.
And I'm a good worker when I am working, but I haven't had like a real job, quote unquote, in years. But I mean, it's 2025. Social media is a job. That's genuinely where it's gotten now. But what keeps me posting is like, I get a lot of support and I appreciate it so much. And also like, I have to make money. The same reason why everyone gets up and has to go to work, whether it's being a
See, that is it. At least she said it, right? She's doing it because she has to.
waitress or being a TikToker or an author writing their next book. We all need to get up and survive. And part of surviving is making money.
Do you see yourself living in Oklahoma for a couple of years or like the rest of your life? Or do you still plan on, moving to Seattle for a couple months or so?
So I don't see myself ever moving to Seattle. That dream has way left. And that was such a weird dream. See, we go through eras. As people, our minds change. But I see myself in Oklahoma for a while, yeah, but you never know what the future has in store.
See, and that little smirk is just another way for her to start speculation about a new caretaker, but I just don't care.
Oh, gee, the queen has answered. So I just seen that you responded, so I'm sorry that this took so long. I just came back from bingo, and
Ooh, girl.
I seen that you also frequent bingo, and I think that's super cool. I can relate to you in so many ways, and I'm a new fan. I just recently came across your channel, and I can relate so many things that you've...
So I think a lot of her support comes from people who just have not been around long enough to see the cycle in progress, right? I remember when I first kind of jumped into Girl World, it really seemed like every time she started a new thing or whatever, it felt like, ooh, maybe she's really got it this time, But that was before I realized that she really is hopeless. The cycle is a thing for a reason, right? It's not bullying. It's just fact. It's just the way she is. So I think a lot of her fans and the people that write into her and send these voice messages and stuff, I think they are all still new enough that they haven't really crossed over that, boundary where you realize, wow, she is really full of shit.
Posted, and I just want to say that I think you'd be a really cool friend. I don't know if you would actually want to be friends with a fan, because I know that you've had bad experiences in the past, so I completely get if not. But I just want to say
it's a parasocial thing. And it's funny, people like Amberlynn and Darkside Phil and those, they tend to have far more extreme parasocial fans or viewers. And I think it's because they run their sort of channel and their viewership or their kind of fandom as a cult. It's us versus them. The others are trying to bring me down and they're trying to bully me and blah, blah, blah. So they feel like they're on this person's team by being kind to them or wanting to be their friend. But what they don't realize is she doesn't give a single shit about her fans. She does like to get all the positive affirmations and ass kissing and stuff like that. But really, when it comes down to it, she would never be their friend. She doesn't care about them at all. She just wants the narcissistic supply that they can give her. And with Darkside Phil, it's just the money they can give him.
I idolize you.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so my question...
Oh, gross. Idolizing Amberlynn Reid, you don't know who you're idolizing. And if you do, then you need actual help.
My question for you is, do you, have you ever considered...
And look how happy she is at being idolized. Oh my gosh, that made her day. She wants to be idolized so much.
My question for you is, do you, have you ever considered, gastric bypass surgery? And you might have already answered this. I have to keep going through your videos. And
Yeah, so she is new. She does not know who she's dealing with here. Oh my God. How long do you think it's going to take this person to realize that Amberlynn is hopeless and also a pathological liar? Hopefully not long.
And see if you had it already. But I had the bypass surgery January of last year. I have lost 130 pounds.
Congrats.
I feel like the gastric bypass surgery for me really helped me not to overeat, because my thing is I have a food addiction.
Relatable.
And I was 300 pounds.
This person thinks that Amberlynn actually wants to lose weight. She idolizes this person and knows nothing about her. She really thinks Amber is trying everything, you guys. She's really working hard. She just needs the right tool, Gastric bypass. There's no way on Earth or Mars or Venus that this person can put in the work to do gastric bypass. She just can't. She can't do it. And she doesn't want to. Yet this person is idolizing her. Maybe take a step back, figure out who it is you're wanting to idolize before you say you idolize them, right? Before you tell them you idolize them. Maybe figure out who it is you're dealing with.
At 5'1", and that was the heaviest I've ever been. I've lost 130, so I'm at 170 now. My goal is to get down to 140, but hopefully I can do that soon. But yeah, I don't know. I was just wondering if you considered gastric bypass. I know it's like a major surgery and a major life change, but I feel like it helped me, and maybe it could help you.
The fact that she is telling Amberlynn, I know it's a major life change, but it can help you. Like, girl, you don't know who you're talking to. A major life change is not something she is capable of doing, just period. And even if she wanted to, she would not seek the help and do the work to make it happen.
But I don't know. I love you, Amber. Thank you for responding.
You're genuinely so sweet.
Surprise, surprise. The person that idolizes Amberlynn Reed is so sweet.
Like, thank you so much for the kind words. And I just want to say, like, congratulations, like, losing that weight. Like, weight loss surgery is genuinely just a tool. Like, you did that. Good job. It's so inspiring when I hear people, like, losing so much weight. Like, I love that. As for the first question about, like, the whole friend thing, I used to become friends with fans. A couple of my actual greatest friends ever were once just, like, subscribers. And one in particular, I've known for over a decade, and we talk daily. But after everything that's, like, happened in my life in the last year, like, I just don't
She doesn't trust is that damn Alexis. Damn you, Alexis! You ruined everything!
trust anyone. It's like nothing against my viewers, my subscribers. Like, I genuinely love you guys so much, but like, I can't trust people at all. And regarding the gastric bypass, so a couple years ago, I genuinely was going to get it. Like, I went through the
Genuinely, you guys. For sure. She was definitely gonna do it. Yeah. Okay.
ringer. I spent so much money because I had to go and do all these tests and do this and that. And like, I really was doing the damn thing. And then I slowly was getting into a breakup. I became super unhappy. And I was like, I'm not in a stable position to drastically change my life like that. So,
also, she had to prove that she could lose the weight and handle a lifestyle change. And that was just not going to happen. Because you can't just go, hey, I want gastric bypass. And they say, okay, cool, we'll schedule you for next Thursday. Like, that's not how it works. You have to prove that you can handle that kind of lifestyle change and you can change your diet and you can eat the way you're supposed to eat. And she was not and will never be able to do that.
So I ended up putting the surgery off. And since then, I've realized, like, I don't think I want it right in my current life. All right, you guys, now it is time for tea or tail. Eating protein will make Amberlynn gain weight. So no, protein will not cause weight gain. Excess calories will. That could be from fat, that could be from carbs, and it can also be from protein. But protein itself, no, that won't cause weight gain. Amberlynn is...
I mean, that's not wrong. I'm sure you've heard the term calories in, calories out, because calories really are the cause of adipose tissue and stuff like that, which is the weight gain that you don't want. But I think the sort of idea behind that comment is that, like, when you're bulking, when you're trying to build muscle, you do protein load. You take in a lot of protein because protein is sort of the building material for your muscles. So the more protein you take in, the more muscle weight you'll gain. But just eating a bunch of protein itself is not the cause of necessarily weight gain. But it just kind of depends on what you're doing, right? If you're just sitting on your ass eating and watching TV or watching YouTube, you don't really need extra protein. So why she's eating protein bars, I don't know. Amberlynn is a narcissist, and that's why she buys her mom gifts.
Is a narcissist, and that is why she buys her mom gifts. I'm telling you, the way that people try to just like twist any good quality that I might just have, okay?
It's not that you buy her gifts, it's that you brag about it. That's the problem. You actually said in your last video...
So I very much am that girly pop that randomly buys my mom gifts on any given day. That's just how I am.
That's the narcissism, right? It's that you have to tell everybody that you're buying things for your mom. Nobody cares that you buy gifts for your mom. Do it all you want. It's the bragging about it and telling everybody about it. That's the narcissism.
The way that people try to just like twist any good quality that I might just have, okay? And they try to make it so harsh and horrible. I'm just like, what planet am I living on? So when it comes to like friends and family.
And I love how she says, people like to twist all these great qualities that I have. You guys, I am so wonderful, and they're trying to turn all my wonderful qualities into bad qualities. What planet am I on? Like, she clearly doesn't hear it, right? We're hearing it. She's not hearing it.
Gift giving is definitely my love language. It's not entirely about the gift. It's about like what it represents. For me, it's like a physical thing and way for me to be like, I care about you. I'm thinking about you. I appreciate you as a person.
Yeah, except when it was Mother's Day, when you had a good opportunity to show that you care about somebody and to represent your feelings to somebody, you just took your mom to Target and said, buy whatever shit you want, because I can't be bothered to actually think of something to get you for Mother's Day.
Person. I genuinely like surprising my mom with gifts because of that reason. Seeing how happy it makes her, it makes me happy. And I like making other people happy. And if I have someone in my life where I can tell that like giving random gifts makes them happy, makes them feel cared for, then I'm going to do it. That's not the only way that I show that I love my mom.
Yeah, you guys, I'm going to spend all this time talking about how wonderful I am and how many times I buy people gifts. It's all the time, by the way. I'm always buying people gifts because it makes me happy to see them happy. I make people happy all the time. You just have no idea how happy I make other people constantly. I am always making everybody else happy. That's how wonderful I am. So how dare you call me a narcissist?
Let me make that clear. I'm just bringing this up because this is such like a hot topic. It's kind of weird actually. But on Mother's Day, like I wanted to switch it up. I was originally going to do it for her birthday because I always surprise her with stuff, but I wanted her to go into it like she can.
Because I always surprise her with stuff. See, she is proving our point over and over and over and over again, and she doesn't even realize it.
Can get whatever she needed or wanted. So I thought that was a fun concept to take my mom on like a shopping spree. It was a way for us to bond and just like spend time together. I know a lot of like mother-daughters or like father's daughter, whoever it may be, like it's fun to go shopping with someone that you enjoy being around. Like if you two both enjoy shopping, like shopping together is fun. I genuinely just wanted to spend the whole day treating her and doing things that she enjoys. That's why I took her to her favorite restaurant, her favorite store. I took her to the casino. I mean, she drove, but I treated her for all these things because I wanted the day to be just about her. You guys would never believe it.
How dare you call her a narcissist? My God.
Someone literally sent me a message on Instagram. They were like, I cannot believe that you took your mom out to eat just so you could eat. I can't believe like you were eating there. And then you went to the casino and like you did the casino thing. I thought your mom was just there to like do the casino thing. And I was like, yeah, I took my mom out to eat. Am I supposed to just like watch her eat? Am I supposed to just like watch her play like the casino games? Like, what? So you're telling me when you invite someone out to dinner, you don't eat, you just watch them eat? It's like the strangest concept. Like that message was off the wall weird. They also were like, you took her shopping. Why did you have to buy something? I bought soap. Like, it's okay, I promise. It was just like so many.
That was absolutely from my video. I just said it was funny that her treat to her mom, her gift for Mother's Day, was having her mom take her to a bunch of places where she could also get stuff, you know? I just thought that was funny because it wasn't an unusual day, right? It wasn't a special day. They go to the casino regularly. They go out to eat every time they go do anything at all. And they go shopping and get crap at Target constantly. So how was it different than any other day other than, I guess, Amber's buying all the stuff on that particular day?
Many weird complaints about my Mother's Day where like genuinely my mom had the time of her life. I had the time of my life. It was so good just spending time with my mom. For me, it just feels like a lot of bitter energy coming from people. Amberlynn handpicks her oracle cards. No. The universe would be extremely mad at me, and I take my oracle readings very seriously.
These are all from my videos. Maybe somebody else is saying these same things, but I said the exact same thing in my last video, that she's picking these. And the reason I said that is because she picked the lover card or whatever, and it was just so that she could start the gossip train about a new caretaker. So I kind of stand by that. I still think she is picking her card. Even if she doesn't pick all of them, I think she picked that one just so that, because she knows she needs to get the gossip train rolling right now.
No. The universe would be extremely mad at me, and I take my oracle readings very seriously. That's the reason why like I don't do oracle readings on people who do not have my permission.
What? The universe would be extremely mad at her? If you watched my interview with the therapist, we talked about how oracle cards and tarot and things like that are potentially detrimental for people with BPD and NPD because they will think the universe is just telling them how wonderful they are, because she gets to decide what the universe is telling her with every card that she pulls, right? And it's always how great she is, how she's so strong, and she's a butterfly, and she is so capable. You know, she can make it through anything. All she has to do is just do it. Well, that's not any help for her. So it can be dangerous for somebody with, especially NPD, to be convinced that the universe has any interest in them at all. When you think about us on a cosmic scale, our entire planet is completely insignificant. So the fact that she thinks this nebulous concept of the universe is actually like zeroing in on her and giving her some kind of advice or something, and no matter what the cards actually say or what cards she draws, she always interprets it as basically toxic positivity.
Consent matters when you are doing oracle readings because you need that person's energy. You need it before a reading and after a reading. It's really important.
She knows, you guys, she's an expert on energy. So if you don't give her your energy when she does a reading, you could turn into a pile of goo. I don't know. What does she think is going to happen? If she does an oracle reading on somebody who didn't give her their energy, what does she think is going to happen? And the fact that she says it with such panache, you know, such authority. You guys, consent matters. I need consent for your energy. Shut up.
Without that, you're literally just getting distorted interpretations because it's not based off of the person's energy. It's more so coming from a bias. So the reader won't be going off of energy. They'll be going off of assumptions instead of the truth. So it's good to stay respectful when you are doing oracle readings and only do them on people who give you permission. And don't handpick your cards.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Okay. Also, she handpicks her cards.
All right, you guys, it is time for bad choices.
I skipped all that just now. You're welcome.
Let's talk video. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Got her. It is very clear that Beck was doing the exact same thing Amber is claiming to do when it comes to being respectful and not actually talking about each other. Beck was asked several questions during a live stream and basically just said, I'm thinking about doing an interview. I don't want to be malicious about it, that kind of thing. And then somebody said, hey, how do you feel about the fact that Beck is talking about you? And Amber then, you know, plays the victim like she always does. So that's her proof. But the thing is, Amber remembers things in a way that makes her seem the best. And even if she doesn't, she then twists it to make her seem the best. But the thing is, her proof is always so shallow and so pointless, right? Her proof was her response to people asking her questions. She didn't prove that Beck was talking about her at all. She didn't show Beck talking about her. Her proof was that somebody asked her, how do you feel about Beck talking about you again? So she doesn't understand what proof is. But I think my favorite part of this video was when she was trying to prove that she's not a narcissist by continually talking about how great she is for being so generous and buying things for people. I mean, I guess narcissists just never really internalize their narcissism, you know? So I guess it makes sense. Anyway, we can only hope that some of these people that keep sending her love messages will soon start seeing the cycle in action and start realizing who they're idolizing. I guess time will tell. Anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.